Hi, my name is Lexi, and I'm an actress. And I'm assuming that if you're watching this, that means you already are an actress, but you want more advice, or you've been wanting to act, but you have done nothing about it yet because you're scared. I completely understand. I seriously do, okay? So, first of all, let me get like the fear stuff out of the way. I'm assuming maybe you've thought, well, I want to be an actress, but I don't really think I'm good enough, or I don't think I'll be like as good as I think I am. You have to go into this type of work leaving behind that mindset of competing with others. Okay. I know this is going to sound really cheesy, but you are not competing with anybody. Okay. Because those fears that you're thinking, that's what everyone else around you is thinking. Don't worry about if you're like going to be better or worse than the other actress you just saw perform ahead of you. If you are passionate about it, or if it just seems a little interesting to you, there is no harm in at least just trying it. Okay. Um, the second thing I want to just quickly go over is, well, I just don't think I have the right look. Listen, film is supposed to be a story of human beings, at least most of the time. Okay. I saw this thing online once that film is about those private moments between human beings that we don't always see. Okay. Human beings in real life are non-perfect looking. They're full of imperfections. None of us are perfect, and that does include our looks. So obviously, if you are a living and breathing human being, you have most likely been through or are going through that huge like physical insecurity because all we've ever seen on magazine covers, commercials, movies, they all look perfect looking because they're like airbrushed or they're edited. They always seem to like have the right shape, have perfect teeth, have perfect hair, but that's not really important. When I was on TikTok, I made this one video talking about how those flaws that you think are so terrible looking, that could be what a director wants for a character that he's writing. If we can love cartoon characters that have imperfections, like literally any character on Cartoon Network, or Nickelodeon like SpongeBob, if they are allowed to have physical imperfections and yet we love them, well then that's how we should look at ourselves too. I kind of talked about this briefly in another one of my videos where I think I titled it, There's No Such Thing as Perfect Timing. Well, this kind of ties in with it, I suppose. None of us look perfect, honestly. Okay, and anyone who does look perfect, I mean, they've most likely invested in it, which is okay. But what I'm basically saying is don't wait until you weigh this much. Don't wait until you look like this. Don't wait until you feel more confident. Well, because then you'll be constantly waiting around. It won't even really be your looks that really matter down the road. It's just how you made the viewer feel through your character. It's all about connecting with people. Like for example, like everyone, a lot of people know the show Euphoria. A lot of people love the show Euphoria because of finding themselves in each of these characters. They're not really paying attention to like how they look. It's just what this character is going through and how it reflects uh, possibly like what you have gone through. Moving on, if you want to be an actress but you don't know where to start off really small. Okay. Like if you really want to take the time to kind of learn about what you want to expect in it, there's books about acting. Like I have a book right here called Acting for the Camera by Tony Barr. Just research acting books, or there's books about like what to expect in the industry. I learned all that from acting classes. I didn't like read books first. I found my acting coaches through Instagram, which is another thing. Search up acting classes, and it's great now because you don't have to do it in person. There's online. I'm following quite a few like different acting coaches, either on Instagram or I discovered them through my other acting coaches that I already know. And that's the thing about acting classes. Not only are, yes, they're going to teach you about like different like audition techniques, how to make yourself stand out more, but it's also great for meeting other people. It's not just other actors. There's people in classes who are also directors, they're writers, or they're trying to be producers. Even if you want to work behind the scenes, going to acting classes definitely helps benefit you. I recently got new headshots back in October. And the guy who did my headshots, very nice by the way, he also was an actor and I believe he modeled too. But he said, um, because that he went to classes and he's acted as well, even as a headshot photographer, that has helped him immensely to connect more with the clients that he works with. So yeah, definitely look into acting classes. Um, Now, I have met people, and this used to be me too, who have thought, well, I think I'm already good enough now. I don't need acting classes. Well, it's really beneficial. I've made so many friends and connections there, and it's been over a year since I last went to acting classes, but they still keep in touch with me on Instagram, and I don't have the Instagram app on my phone anymore because I'm kind of like, I don't really like social media that much anymore, and that can probably be for a later topic. But let's say you're someone who's just very persistent and they don't want to really read anything yet, which is okay. You just want to at least try to do some acting. If you're pretty young and you're like still in school, look into community theaters. Starting off on stage is great too. That's how I started. Or if you just want to get straight to on camera, I used Facebook and just typed in Ohio films around me, Ohio auditions near me, or I would just follow a bunch of pages, and that's how I started acting for student films. I have been in, I've been in one, I want to say four student films, and I enjoyed all of them. I have made friends with the directors, the assistants, the makeup people. I've made so many friends, and it's such a great experience. It's something to build on your resume and also make connections and to get experience. In fact, I'll try to find them. I'll put a couple of links to two student films I've been in because I made such great connections with the people I've had the honor of acting for or with. Um, they have just contacted me by like email, phone number, because they remember working with me and they think, hey Lexi, I'm working on something and I would love for you to be this character. Can you send in an audition or are you interested in? That's the amazing thing. The next thing you could do, which kind of ties in with what I just said, that's also how I started out with background acting as well. Background acting is so fun. I was recently one of the thousands of background actors for one of the big movies that are coming out this year that was filmed in Cleveland. It was so fun. And that's the closest I have ever been to a known actor. And they were so sweet. Like, it was probably even better than the first time I was background for something. I've been in background for a Netflix movie. It was for White Noise with Adam Driver. That's on Netflix. And here's the thing. I get excited even just being a background actor. Background actors are important. I remember like I could see myself within 5 minutes. My best friend and I were like screaming like, "Oh my gosh!" And we had put it on TikTok, and I was like, "I cannot believe!" And I was pretty. I wasn't. I wasn't like that to Adam Driver. More like over here, but it was still really cool. And I've had people like, "Oh, that's it? Oh, I can't even see your face." So you really have to be your own cheerleader when it comes to this. I keep looking up at the viewfinder. You're right here. The internet definitely helps you at the very beginning of things just to get in the know about casting calls. Background is so beneficial. You meet tons of people like you, and it's almost like a huge acting class. And it's so fun. You don't have to have any experience whatsoever, but it's just nice, especially if it's for a project where you get to be in for multiple days. This past project, I got to be involved for I think 6 or 7 days. You never know what opportunities could come to you just from being an extra. The next thing, I don't know if this is gonna be the last thing, but now here's the thing. I've been like, I'm not like known or anything, but social media, okay, I know you kind of all have mixed feelings about it. I want to say, like, if you're at least getting started, and you don't have to do this is just my suggestion, it definitely helps to be a little active on social media. For getting started, I would definitely, like, at least maybe make an Instagram page, have your friends take pictures of you. It doesn't even have to be professional, okay? Don't wait around until you have professional headshots. Like, if you just using your phone, even if you don't have an iPhone, borrow someone's iPhone. Ask, hey, can you like take a couple portraits of me? I'm not going to go into headshots or anything. You could probably search for other people to give advice on that, but Just have like a couple like nice natural pictures of you where you're not wearing like any like heavy makeup unless you that's how you look every single day. If you typically wear makeup like heavy makeup every single day, then definitely wear that. Just have someone take like full body picture of you or chest up just to have some pictures to send in. No heavy jewelry or anything like that. Just start off with what you have and it'll initially build. If you watch Euphoria, you may or may not know that a couple of the actors were found through Instagram. From what I know, two of the actors on there had no acting experience. Angus Cloud, who sadly isn't with us anymore, he, I believe he worked at a restaurant. I believe he was also a tattoo artist. He was just walking down the streets of, I think, New York City. I think it was New York. He was just walking around and a producer saw him and just saw Fezco and offered him that. And I'm pretty sure Hunter Schafer, who played Jules, she was already a model and they discovered her on Instagram. So that's where social media definitely helps to come into play. That's mainly why I still have my Instagram. I'll put my Instagram down below just in case, but I'm really not active on it unless I have like an acting project to share because, you know, I still like to share my accomplishments. That should be okay. Share your accomplishments, okay? If people get envious of you, that's their own personal problem, but you've worked hard for this, so just share it. You don't have to get real personal on it, just somewhere to share your photos and your work. So that way, in case casting directors may find you and they, oh, you look interesting. So, thank you for watching and good luck. I have faith in you. Have faith in yourself. Don't worry about other circumstances. Just start with where you are now. And we only have one life, so go for it. And again, I will list at least two films that I have been in. One is called A Lost Mind. That was my very first one, A Lost Mind by Robert Carr. And then the other one I was in just last year, it's We Accidentally Kidnapped a Child. I will list them down below and you can go watch them and just get a little taste of what it could look like. Thank you for watching and have fun.